Hot, dry weather brings a code red day. I'm Steve White on the Rural Radio Network. It's early in the growing season. Many farmers still planting corn in the ground, yet pivots have fired up, and that combined with the hot, dry weather, it's led to load control, irrigation management going on within the Southern Public Power District. And we talked with CEO Chad Waldow.
We're seeing quite a bit of irrigation load for May. Certainly one of our highest Mays, I guess, for a long time. And dry, application of fertilizer or activating their herbicides, putting on fertilizer, things like that. So variety of reasons, but certainly the dry, no rain, lack of rain, all that kind of stuff is really hitting these guys all at the same time. So yeah, we're seeing quite a bit of irrigation load today. We also have, the temps are up there. So we expect this to be short-lived. Really the reason behind that, Steve, is to keep our rates low. We don't want to have a 2-day event that drives our May peak, and we end up, costing a lot of money for our ratepayers, our irrigation ratepayers, and drive their rate up.
Can you explain more on how that works? I guess I'm not always sure of how that happens. When you're setting those rates, does a 2-day peak in May make a difference as opposed to, if this was a different time of year? Is there any sort of bearing that way?
Yeah, so our May peak, we have a demand peak, which is our overall peak that we hit for the month. That's a portion of our bill, and then the energy usage is the other portion. And if we spread that irrigation load out over maybe 3 or 4 days rather than all at one period of time with load control, we can shave the top of the end of that peak off, and it'll save us, significant amount of money and wholesale power costs. So that's really the driver behind our load control today and possibly tomorrow.
Does this seem a little early in the season to be doing it seems to me to be pretty early in the season to be doing a first load control, and it's not even, the 15th of May.
Sure. And I think that's a fair statement. This is certainly early. It's not unprecedented. We've done it before. We tried to look back real quick, but it was in the early 2020, 2019 range. We did a control in May as well. So a lot of it's weather driven, of course. And then when you add the higher temps on, if we were in the 60s and 70 degree temps today, I don't think we'd be in the same boat we're in. But certainly with the weather, with the temperatures and the lack of rain, we're seeing a lot of irrigation for sure.
The thing that probably would benefit all of us is something out of your control, which is we could all use a little rain and maybe a little cool down.
Sure. We would. What an inch of rain would do right now. So, or 2 even.
Absolutely. Yeah. We talked about $1 million rain. I think that would be one, wouldn't it?
That would be $1 million rain. Yep. That's right.
Well, good. Well, anything else, Chad, you can think to the folks?
Keep an eye on our social media accounts. And like I said, we'll be reaching out to the customers to keep them informed. And like I said, we'll get through this next couple of days and see where Mother Nature takes us from there.
That was Chad Waldow, CEO of Southern Public Power District in Grand Island, the territory running from Bertrand to Central City. Dawson Public Power tells us they have not used load control. Fortunately, the cool down should help. I'm Steve White on the Rural Radio Network.